Hello and welcome back to Do Brand You. My name is Lorraine and this channel is all about you. It's about you unleashing your potential in every season in life and also navigating to your true north. Now, this is one of the coaching sessions I upload once a week. It's themes that come from the clients that I work with over the years, and I'm sharing some of the insights with you. So in today's session, we're diving into something that we all crave. Not chocolate, but could be chocolate, but it's connection. As humans, we are automatically wired for connection. And it's not just being around people, but truly belonging and building relationships that help us to grow. Now that has become more challenging because of the world we live in. So many of us live not in our hometowns, not around people that we grew up with. We might be like myself. I have my business online and I work from home. So connecting with others has to not just be the few people that I see in the community every week, but building the connections that I have online, which we can build as well. So community isn't just something that we belong to, it's something that we create through how we show up. Particularly here on the Do Brand You channel, we talk about who you are, your identity, how you show up, and the connections that you create. Now, you might one day want to have your own community around a business idea or a passion that you have. Or you might be wanting to belong to other communities. The interesting thing about human connection in the world we live in today is that we live in a more technologically connected time in human history. And yet, I would say that we also live in a time where there are more people feel unseen, unheard, or alone. We don't live near many times the people that we grew up with or our families or even our friends that we had before. Many of us move from one place to another, and we begin to kind of share our life with who we meet face to face and who we're meeting with online. We have this kind of dual aspect of connection now. It's not just face to face, but the real connections that also occur online. And we really need to think about, as this whole change has happened in our lives, through all of the technological advancements, are we still connecting? And when we talk about doing brand you here on the Do Brand You channel, we talk about who you are. And then we talk about how you show up. And then we talk about how you connect with others. And that might be the communities that you join or the communities that you build, or most likely, eventually, both. Now, real community doesn't happen by accident. It happens when we choose to connect with purpose. We can just go online and not engage in a real deep human level. We can just, that's just kind of communication or scrolling or whatever. But to really connect as on a human level, we do that with purpose. And we learn to listen. We learn to give something of value from ourselves. And we learn to be present. I've been running the Do community now for almost 5 years. And the people that are part of that Do community, they realize, well, I could say the ones that find the most benefit from the community are the ones that are choosing to intentionally show up. So as you think about who you are, your identity, and how you're showing up using your gifts and talents to unleash your potential, and you now begin to consider how you are connecting with others, that might be through the face-to-face connections that you have. They might be professional or personal, or the online ones that you have. I really encourage you to think of these 3 key insights into what real connection is and what real community is. Connection begins with you. Every space you enter, whether it's online or offline, shifts because you become present in that space. And so how you show up in that space is creating a presence. If you show up with curiosity and kindness, if you show up to add value, if you show up authentically as yourself, then other people are going to feel that and they're going to connect with you. And I really encourage you, if you haven't thought about that in an online sense, also think of it like that. Wherever you choose to connect, connection begins with you. And the second key insight that I want to share with you today about connection is that reciprocity builds trust. What's reciprocity? Basically, it is, if I give you something, then you give me something. And it's this giving, and it starts again with you. And that giving can be showing up with a smile, giving some encouragement, adding support, giving insight. It creates a place where others feel safe and give back. And as you think of your identity, we talk about doing brand you. Think about who you are. And you think about how you want to show up. Extend that to how you're showing up in the connections that you have both online and in person. And think about the act of reciprocity and how powerful that is. When you show up to add value, you build trust. When you build trust, you build connection. When you build connection, you build community. The third insight I want to share with you today is shared purpose fuels growth. Communities flourish when people come together around aligned values. When your purpose matches your presence, collaboration happens naturally. And that happens offline and online. We see groups forming offline, and people get together and then more connections are made and people have the same insights and the same ideas, and that fuels growth. And when people come together to add value into a shared space, then everyone gets more. We have in the Do community the Do Mastermind. That's the higher tier of the Do community. And we meet once a month. And the Mastermind is really a small group of people that come together. And we just share our wins and what's going ahead. And then we throw topics, we throw challenges that we're dealing with into what we call the Do seat, or the hot seat, some people call it. And we throw it in there to create conversation. And what happens from every single time, for 5 years, every single time we have a mastermind, we create collective wisdom. We always come away knowing more, having learned more, having greater insights, because we came together, we have the same shared purpose, and everybody is there with this common idea that I'm going to add value. And I really encourage you to think about the connections that you have, and are they adding value? And it starts with you. Are you adding value? So here's your Do action step for this week. If you're new here, it's Do Brand You channel, so it's always something to do to really help you to grow in your own way. I would encourage you to take time to consider one space that you're part of, one group of people that you're part of. It could be something that you've created, a group you've created, you're running it, or it could be a group that you belong to. It could be offline, online, personal, professional, doesn't matter. And ask yourself these 3 questions. How am I showing up? How am I showing up? Do I just show up and then, hey, I'll see what happens? Or am I showing up with the idea that I'm going to shift the energy in the group when I show up, because my presence is going to shift the energy, because I'm bringing all of my gifts and talents, all of my strengths and to this group. And that goes on to what the second question is to ask yourself, am I adding value to what I do? And these groups that you show up to can also be forums. They can be social platforms online where people are having conversations about anything. Are you adding value to that? And then number 3 is, what is one small thing that you could do this week to strengthen the connection within that group that you're thinking of? So thanks for being here this week. I'll be back again with another coaching session. I offer these on the Do Brand You channel, just themes that have come up in the clients that I've been working with over the last 15 years, and just share some of the insights and things that I have been able to gather along the way. There is a link below I would love for you to get the Do Connect newsletter. It has all the updates from my end, and then also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It really helps. That those of us on YouTube are always working with the algorithms and things like that, and I'm really wanting to get these messages out to more people so that they can find them. In order for people to find them, the channel needs to grow. So I always appreciate the subscribes. I appreciate the likes, and I'll see you again next week. Have a great week ahead.